Right, so what Kev's going to demonstrate for you here is the wrong way and the mistakes that people make when they're doing a flat bench press. Starting off here, as you can see, he's got his legs lifted up into the air. So you're taking the emphasis away from the chest, you're changing the angle of the spine, and he's tipping his body into the wrong position. And now he's wriggling around on the bench as well. Another bad thing to do is where you put your feet back on the floor. A lot of people will arch their bodies up off the bench. So if you watch Kev as he's training, as he's trying to do the bench, he's using the arch of the body to try and get a rep out. Takes your spine out of neutral alignment, puts a lot of pressure on the neck, and is again very dangerous and potential for injury. The final part where you can go wrong is bouncing. So as you lower the bar down onto your chest, you're using the bottom to bounce back up with your sternum. Remember, your sternum's attached to your ribs, you don't want to break any of those. And using that to bounce back up again. Very good way to do the exercise.
Okay, so now Emma's going to show you to do it properly. Very simple. First thing, we start with the feet. They're set in the right position, so you've got a base, so nothing's going to move. There's not going to be any break dancing or wriggling about on the bench. And you come up the bench and you see that her back is square to the bench. Then you come up to the hands and you see that they're level on the bar. As long as they're in the correct level position, then that's all that matters at this stage, okay? So now I'm going to load the bar in. Your bar now. You see it's just a straight up and down motion. The weight goes onto the pecs, nothing else is moving. Right, now, a very important thing on this is grip. Basically, your grip depends on the length of your arms. If you look at Emma and me, we're slightly different sizes, as you can see. And jump back in now and show you what I mean. Because Emma's arms are much smaller than mine, much shorter than mine, and her hands are smaller, her grip's not going to be anywhere near as wide as mine. Now, this is an Olympic bar. This is what we call the Olympic rings. If you're lifting using this bar in the Olympics, you have to have part of that ring fully covered with any part of your hand for it to be a legal lift. With somebody with arms as short as Emma, she'll set her fingers just inside or just on the Olympic ring, level grip like that. Okay, now as if it was me doing it, I would be out here, probably with this finger covering it, just because I'm that much bigger. But again, the important thing is that it's level, but you always adjust your grip depending on the size of your body. Okay, so now I'm going to do a cheating bench press. Basically, the basics of what Emma just showed you are going to remain the same. We're going to make a few slight variations. I'm going to do it, and Emma's going to talk us through it.
Okay, so what we're going to do with this cheat motion bench press here, it helps you to get a personal best by enabling you to lift a little bit more weight, because you're going to be able to introduce more muscles than just the pecs themselves. So what Kev will do now, he's just going to bring his grip in slightly, only about an inch or so. It's more of a powerlifting grip, and what that does is slightly change the angle and allows you to load the triceps, the lats and the shoulders, as well as the pec muscles. So now as he brings the bar off, once you do the motion with the bar, you're using a slight arcing movement of the bar to incorporate those other muscles. You see Kev coming up with that. The bar is slightly curving up and over to incorporate the lats, triceps, deltoids and pec muscles. Excellent. Obviously breathing out as you come up as well. What you can do here to help with your strength and power is change your grip by bringing your thumb around the bar. What this does is it brings your wrist into better alignment for lifting the amount of weights you're going to be pressing. What you must have here, you've got to have a spotter, because obviously this bar can drop forward out of your grip. So you've got to have a spotter with these, and especially when you're doing this motion of arcing the bar, you want to have a spotter behind you for safety. So Kev just demonstrates again, you can see now how the bar is loaded into his wrist there, the curving action of the bar. You're going to want to have someone behind you for safety at all times.
Okay.
Yeah.